Okay, so the real episode one, we're going to be talking about Rihanna, because I know a lot of people love Rihanna. I myself love Rihanna. I almost feel like I channel Rihanna a little bit with my style and my aesthetic. Of course, it's not as luxury and rich like Rihanna, but I feel like if there's any celebrity that I feel the most relatable to as far as aesthetic and style to some degree, or vibes, I guess, it would be Rihanna. It would be like a clean version of Rihanna. I feel like that's how I am. And of course, if I had more money, I really could live out my dreams of course, I don't think it's healthy to want to be like someone. But there's nothing wrong with being inspired. I definitely want to be myself and have my own style. But if there was a celebrity that I felt matched that the closest, it would be Rihanna. I love how experimental she is with her style. And I love how open and carefree she is with her personality. Um, and one huge thing I want to speak on is her love life, which is something that Rihanna is very, very private about. Probably one of the most private things she is about. However, the world is so interested in her relationships. Like I think that's one of the things that the world is the most interested in when it comes to Rihanna is her relationships. Of course, people care for her music, but music and relationships kind of go hand in hand because you can make music about your relationships. And that's what she makes her music about in the past. It kind of hints to love and feelings and relationships and stuff like that. So it makes sense, right? So I was just thinking about this and I thought this would be a good topic to talk about a little bit. Is Rihanna's love life currently 2021? I don't know if she's still dating ASAP Rocky, but I'm pretty sure she is, because if she wasn't dating him and if it was just signs that she was there, they broke it off, I think people would be knowing that. People would definitely know that. But we're going to go off of what's going on right now. She's in this serious relationship with ASAP Rocky, and she used to be, we all know she dated Drake and Chris Brown and all those things. I almost don't even care for those people. I almost don't really like industry relationships. Like when a celebrity dates another celebrity, it's kind of like a little off to me. Like I don't really love those type of relationships. Like for example, Ariana Grande marrying her husband. We don't know anything about him, and I love it. I love it. I love that the world knows not hardly anything about her husband, and as it should be. Anytime Ariana Grande has dated other celebrities, I'm like, I'm not really that interested. I think there's something about mystery and not knowing what's really going on between someone's love life. That really just does something to me. I love those type of relationships with celebrities. The only exception to the rule for me is like Beyonce and Jay-Z. I'm obsessed with Beyonce and Jay-Z as well. Nothing unhealthy, just I really love their I love, that's one celebrity relationship I'm like, okay, I like that. And there may be more out there. That's the one that's on my radar the most. And that's the one I love. If anything, I love their dynamic because they're both like a power couple. And it feels like with Beyonce and Jay-Z, it's almost like the perfect match. Like it's actually pretty crazy. We don't know. They're still very private. And I think that's what I love. They may be maybe an industry couple, but they're very private about their love life, you know what I'm saying? And they show a little bit here and there, but we don't really know what just goes on day to day. And I love that. I love mystery in relationships, even with a high profile celebrity, if they're able to keep it on the down low. I think that's really admirable and it really does something to me. But jumping back to Rihanna, which we will make videos about Ariana Grande and Beyonce and people later on. But jumping back to Rihanna and her love life, I feel like It's not an unpopular opinion to feel that, because a lot of people are like, oh, she downgraded with ASAP Rocky. Like, she had this dude that was super handsome, tall, a billionaire. To me, I ain't gonna lie to you. That dude, Hassan Jameel, does something to me. Like, he is definitely a celebrity. He's not even a celebrity, but like, he's a crush. I have a full on crush on him. But we don't know much about him. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of a little bit unfortunate. I mean, when they were dating, it was cool because we at least got to see him, but we didn't know much about him, and that was what it was. But now that they're not together anymore, I'm like, well, I want to know what he's up to. I want to know more about him since he's single now. I don't know if he's single. I don't know what's going on with him. Like, but let's talk about it. I loved that was one of my favorite relationships, celebrity relationships ever. Just not even speaking about Rihanna, just any celebrity relationship. I think that was my favorite relationship that a celebrity has dated ever. I really was a stan. Not even a stan. I was just like on the outside looking in, like, I like that. She she has great taste when it came to him. Um we don't know what goes on when they were dating, but they were dating for 3 years, and the thing is this, and the main topic for this podcast is, I feel like Rihanna is smarter than we all think she is. I mean, we're starting to understand how smart Rihanna is at this point. Like, we are starting to see it, because Rihanna's one of those types, work hard in silence, let success be your noise. You know what I'm saying? Rihanna's very heavy with that kind of energy. So I loved seeing her and Hassan together, and I hated when they broke up. I was just like, oh no, like, what happened? But I think we all probably subconsciously knew that it probably wouldn't be a forever thing, because we know Rihanna. She's very, very sexually liberated. She loves to she and also she's just a celebrity, and I think dating a celebrity is probably a hard thing to do. It's a big shoe to fill, you know. Um so yeah. But Hassan, on the other hand, is Muslim. He's Saudi Arabian. He seems very traditional. He doesn't seem super traditional. He seems a bit more open minded and westernized a little bit. But I do get vibes that he is very traditional. I feel like if you're open enough to date Rihanna, you're pretty open minded. You know what I'm saying? Because he could have been with another Saudi Arabian woman, but from my understanding, he was married to another Saudi Arabian woman before he married before he dated Rihanna. Maybe he'll go back to another Saudi Arabian woman. And maybe that's not the right word to say, a Saudi Arabian person. What are they? Arab? He may date another Arab woman. I don't know the tea. As far as some people feel like they know a lot more, like, oh, he's a player, and oh, his family didn't approve of Rihanna and stuff like that. I don't know all of this. I can't really confirm any information about that. I just see what I see, and I have to go with reliable sources. I have to go with, things that I actually see. I can't go off of he say, she say, because I don't know how true some of that is. But it's something cool to think about, I guess. But so where I was going with this is basically, I feel like Rihanna's smarter than we think in a lot of ways. One thing is she decided to focus on her business, and now I think she's, if not already there, she's on track to being worth more than Hassan anyway. I think Hassan, though, he comes from old money. I think he comes from generational wealth. And he's just simply running a business that his grandfather started, But so there's that, and he could improve, he could always bring up his net worth too. But Rihanna, I don't think we all were surprised to some degree because we knew she was on track anyway, but she, became a billionaire last year. And it was really a huge moment for a lot of people, like black women, for example, like to look at that and be like, Rihanna started literally from the bottom. And people can have different opinions and theories on, oh, conspiracies, which I'm a conspiracy theorist myself, but I want to look at different views than just simply being a conspiracy theorist and being so like Illuminati and all these people are doing bad things to get to where they are and all these things. I myself am trying to look at things from different perspectives. I look at that perspective, but you know, I look at other perspectives as well. And I think there is on another side, ways to look at Rihanna and be admired, admire her for some things. I mean, she's doing things that I'm not doing. So who am I to just sit here and just really judge her that deep? Um, when, I wish that I had the life she had. Okay, so I'm kind of mad that I had to kind of pause this and now I'm going to have to edit this, but I had to check something. Um, it's fine. I can edit it as long as I don't have to just edit in details. I can just put two clips together. That's not very hard to do. Um, but where I left off is yes, Rihanna's a billionaire. And maybe that's another conversation for another video. That's not the main thing I really wanted to talk about right now. It's just her becoming a billionaire. And it's not necessarily just about the whole billionaire. Like it's just simply she's rich. She is financially free. She's always been, I mean, not always. There was a time where she probably was struggling. I think that's why she made that song "Be Better Have My Money." I don't think she was ever struggling, but she was going through some things financially, and I don't know, like I don't know. But she obviously bounced back. You know what I'm saying? She bounced back very well. And we can admire her accomplishments. So I'll just leave that there. We may go back and talk more about that in this episode even, but I don't know. The main focus I kind of wanted to speak on was her love life. And also music. Side note, I feel like Anti was her best album. That's my personal opinion. I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion or if it's popular. But to me, Anti was her best album, and I think we all kind of wanted like almost a continuation of that. Not necessarily a continuation, but to just, something, now that she has this new style and she's made it known with Anti, I would love to see more experimental kind of things from her. And that's what I was really loving with Anti, is just she's just doing something different. It's not this just pop princess kind of vibe anymore. We may or may not ever get music from Rihanna again. Sometimes she hints that she is going to do something, and sometimes she hints that we should mind our business and she's not going to come out with new music. So we do not know. Honestly, we do not know what is going on music wise. But going back to the dating thing, I liked Hassan, but honestly, I guess this is what I was thinking. It may be easy to joke about ASAP Rocky. It may be easy to say, oh, she downgraded, oh, he's not as good as Hassan, but we don't know what happened behind closed doors. I don't know, I wasn't there, I don't personally know either of them, and I don't even know anyone that knows them. So how am I going to say I know some information or some tea? Once again, I don't believe in he say, she say. It's interesting to read, but I'm not going to pass on any information because I don't know what's true and what's not when it comes to he say, she say stuff. And I'm like, where are the sources? Where did you get this information from? You know, is this just coming out of your brain? Like what's going on? We don't know how what really went down in the relationship. I think I am very eager to know at least a little bit. You don't have to go into details, but maybe kind of like, why did you break up? Why did y'all just all of a sudden break up? You know, Rihanna was literally thinking like, oh, the way she talked about this man, oh, I want to have children soon. I want to get married and have children and blah blah blah. I'm like, we haven't seen this side of Rihanna. Like this is pretty cool. And I do think that maybe she was in love with him and maybe he was in love with her too, and they wanted to make it work, but they just had too many differences and it became more of a conflict. Rihanna seems like a very strong minded, strong willed person. And now I've come to the conclusion that Rihanna made the right decision. You know what I'm saying? ASAP Rocky, for example. Yeah, he may not be as handsome as Hassan, in my opinion, but he may be better for her. He may simply treat her better. You know what I'm saying? People don't like to go into that. Let's talk about it. You know? He may treat her way more like a queen. He may not have deep pockets like Hassan. He doesn't even have as much money as Rihanna. And in some regard, well, obvious regard, she's the breadwinner of their relationship. And some people may look at that and cringe and be like, I think it's easy for us normal folk to really preach hypergamy because we use that as a survival mechanism. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know, I need my man to be the breadwinner and I'm going to be the one to have the children and take care of the children and take care of the household and all the little details there. But he's going to be the high earner and I'm going to rest in my femininity. We do that because we're not rich ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're in Rihanna's position, Rihanna literally could date anyone and take or leave them because she already has a huge net worth. Of course, you got to look at the dating pool. If Rihanna wanted to be hypergamous, it would be very difficult for her to do that because when you look at a list of billionaires, first of all, billionaires who are single and not married with children, you know, that already singles out a ton of billionaires because let's be honest here, most billionaires are people who are like, you know, 50 and above, you know what I'm saying? Like people who are older, people who are men most likely. And if they are women, well, first of all, they're women, and I don't think Rihanna wants to be with a woman. I don't know her sexuality, but she's only ever dated men from what I see. So I don't think she really wants to be with a woman. So there's that. And of course, you know, a lot of billionaires are married with children, which I know that can be problematic. And I know some billionaires probably do cheat on their wives, but there's that. You know, I'm sure she's not interested in being someone's side piece or sugar baby or, you know, anything like that. Once again, I think that people who are side pieces and sugar babies do it as a survival type of thing because they themselves aren't the billionaire. I'm pretty sure these sugar babies, if they were billionaires themselves, they wouldn't be sugar babies anymore. There would be no need to do that. So that's how I feel about Rihanna. There's no need necessarily for her to be in a hypergamous relationship because the options are extremely limited anyway. If you really wanted to go into aesthetics and being with a man that makes more money than you, it's almost probably impossible. Like, who's out there? And then on top of that, who actually is someone that Rihanna's interested in? Someone who is kind of cute to her or vibes with her and matches her her lifestyle, you know, and her personality. So she's going to almost kind of have to, you know, maybe be with someone who doesn't make as much money with her than her, you know. And that's fine to me because, you know, she's not living off of survival anymore. Like, whether she, even if she decides to be single for the rest of her life, she's a billionaire, so she's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't have to worry about survival, you know, like a lot of us, a lot of us regular folk, you know. She's good regardless. She can hire nannies to take care of the kids. She can hire people to clean the house. She can hire people to do pretty much anything that she wants. You know what I'm saying? When you got that deep money, you can just hire people to do things for you, you know? And I'm sure she already has all of those things anyway. I'm sure she's smart enough to where if she wants to get married and have kids one day, which I think it's a desire for her, I do think she wants to get married and have children someday. She spoke on it before. And I'm pretty sure she's smart enough to arrange something, you know, smart to where if a divorce happened or if, you know, child support or whatever, she wouldn't just be screwed. Like some of these people, like Holly Berry, I believe, went through it. And the girl from the Spice Girls, I forgot her name. Like Scary Spice. I don't know what her name was. Not Scary Spice. But the black girl, you know, the I think she's mixed. Anyway, there are some infamous examples of breadwinner women who've been screwed over by their ex-husbands, having to pay them. Or Wendy Williams, a huge example. Wendy Williams went through a very rough divorce, you know. I would like to think that Rihanna's smart enough to where she would already be prepared for those things even before she gets married, because once again, hypergamous people love to preach this, you know. If we are getting married, it's, you know, marriage isn't all just about love. You know what I'm saying? You have to think about business and, you know, things like that with marriages as well. It's not just completely about, oh, I love this person, you know, like, so although she may love ASAP and he loves her, you know, you can't be too naive to just don't think that we're going to have a divorce. You know, I'm pretty sure she's going to have a good prenup type of situation. I don't know the legalities of that, but I'm pretty sure she would have all of that figured out. So I think she would be good in all aspects, you know, for the most part. But we just don't know. And I don't know the legalities of all that stuff, so I really can't go too deep into that anyway. But on the surface level, though, you know, I think the ASAP Rocky probably does treasure Rihanna, and that's something that Hassan probably didn't do. He probably looked at Rihanna more so like a um a prize, but not in a good way. Like, oh, I got a celebrity, you know. And yes, he may have developed feelings and loved her and stuff. I'm sorry, I'm like hearing stuff and I'm like, what is going on? What is happening? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm very weird and paranoid and stuff. Um, but where was I? You know, let's talk about the fact that Rihanna and ASAP Rocky had a thing back in the day. The song Fashion Killer, if you look at that music video, it is such a cute music video, especially seeing how things are now. I thought the music video was cute even back then. I thought there was something special between them then. I thought that it made sense even then because, I mean, yeah, they both are into fashion. Let's talk about it. They went to the Met Gala together and they're both into that experimental type of fashion, and I think that works very well for the both of them. Hassan, on the other hand, has a very, very basic style, and that doesn't matter. Relationships are more than just style. But I just think that's something really cool that Rihanna and ASAP Rocky can bond over, is just that, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there's a lot more to it, like music, whatever else, you know, but on the surface level and from what we see, I think that's something very cute to see them bond over, is style. Another thing is, I think that there's this there's this older guy in his 40s or whatever. He gave me some wise advice because I was telling him just about, this is a side note, I was telling him about my life and stuff, and I was like, you know, I think guys are just a distraction anyway. I should just focus on myself and be single, and like I think guys are just a distraction. And he told me the wrong type of guys are a distraction, but the right type of guys are a motivation. And I started thinking about that, and I'm like, wow, that could be very true. That really could be. I think the right type of man probably could be more of a motivation. And I think that's probably what ASAP is. So, for example, Hassan, I think he was very into himself and his work more so than him trying to support Rihanna. I definitely, I don't know. I don't know if he ever, but from the surface level, I don't think he ever financially supported her business. I would be pleasantly surprised if he did. But, it's just things like that. You have all this money. Why don't you, help support my business? Which she probably didn't need that anyway. She already was doing well in her business, even when they were dating, I believe. I don't know when the Fenty franchise was born exactly. I could do the research, but I don't feel like doing that right now. I just feel like he probably wasn't very into it, the whole Fenty thing, like he's focused on his business so much and his things and his philanthropy work, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he may be a little supportive the best that he can, but he can't really just, he's got his focus, you know what I'm saying? So ASAP Rocky, one thing is ASAP Rocky ain't making new music like that. He ain't really doing much like that. He may be Rihanna's biggest cheerleader, her biggest fan. I don't know. And I know that sounds feminine and but like I think that he probably inspires Rihanna, and if anything, he could inspire her to create new music because obviously he's a musician himself, and maybe along down the lines, something can come from that because yeah, she doesn't need to do music anymore money wise. You know what I'm saying? She got into the music industry to come up, to make money, but now she doesn't need to do that anymore. She, if anything, music would be probably distracting her from her business. But I'd like to hope that there's still some passion in Rihanna's heart to do music just because she has passion for it. And I would love to see her do more of maybe a mixtape or something that's not so official, to be honest with you. I would love for her to do something more independent and things like that instead of things being so like controlled by a label. And I don't know, I just feel like yeah, I think that we saw this quote that ASAP had made on a magazine where he was just talking about Rihanna. He was just so enamored in her. He was just like, it's like dating your crush that you had in high school or something like that. You know what I'm saying? The girl that you want to take to prom. I don't know what he said, but like I think he's just so in love with Rihanna. I don't know if she necessarily feels that way towards him, but I know that she probably loves him too, and that she accepts that he treats her like a queen and he appreciates her, and he may be a little bit out of her league, but she doesn't mind. And sometimes it gets a point in a woman's life where she realizes that it may not all be about looks, it may not all be about aesthetics, it may just be about what works the best, what I want in life, who treats me the best. Because one thing is this, yeah, Hassan may be more handsome, but looks fade. It may take a while for looks to fade, but looks fade. Eventually, you're going to get older, you know what I'm saying? And let's just say Hassan, let's just say she stayed with him. They grow old together, they have kids. You know what I'm saying? His looks are going to fade. Her looks are going to fade. People can look good for a long time, especially if they take care of themselves. And Rihanna already has proved that, she's in her 30s and she still looks amazing, sometimes better than a lot of 20-year-olds, you know what I'm saying? However, you know, um, let's just say he may not be this way, but let's just say, oh, he gets tired and he wants to go after the next young thing, or he, cheats on her and he, isn't really good to her, after a while. And that could be problematic. Of course, we all know the Janet Jackson situation, which I don't think he cheated on her, but it was more so he controlled her a lot. And once again, that's another thing. He may start influencing her to control her more, and to have her fit his standard more so than her being her true self. And at times when are locked in love, we tend to do crazy things like that. We alter ourselves for a man because we like them just that much and we want to make it work. And I think that Rihanna made the best decision to do the best thing for her, and not aesthetics or lust or um whatever, but really taking a step back and just being like, you know what, ASAP treats me better. He seems like even as we grow old in ages, I'm gonna be the most beautiful woman in the world to him. He would be a great father. He would. I'm not saying that Hassan wouldn't be a great father, and Hassan may be a great person. He still may treat someone very great. I'm being very judgmental towards him, even though I love him. But I'm just saying scenario wise, what if? Um, ASAP already knows the lifestyle of a celebrity, you know what I'm saying? So it's not so taboo for him and so hard for him to live that life. It did seem like Hassan was a little bit uncomfortable with the celebrity life, with dating a celebrity. It seemed like he was kind of uncomfortable around paparazzi and people trying to peek into his life and the love life of him and Rihanna. I do get vibes from that. If there's any vibes that I get, that's what it is. I felt like she had to be kind of more secretive in that and more private with their relationship, simply because he was a little uncomfortable with dating a celebrity. Um, but when you really think about how a person treats you, because I don't think she has to think about money anymore. I think that if you're a billionaire, like, yeah, there's numbers, it's $1 billion, cool, but you're not thinking about money that deep. A lot of things just take care of themselves. Like, you gotta be smart, don't get me wrong, but what I mean is she's not, I always say, I'm gonna say this again, she's not surviving anymore. She's not living off of survival. So, you know, you can actually think rationally when you don't have to worry about survival. You can actually, have time to take care of yourself and rest and analyze what's going on and stuff. Um, you can make decisions that most people may not make, or some people, I guess, as far as she doesn't need to have a hypergamous relationship because she's good regardless, you know. I don't know. Long story short, I would love to see where things go with them. I would love for her and ASAP to be a thing and to get married someday and have children. Of course, I want Rihanna to get married first before she has children. There's something about people romanticizing having kids first and either never getting married or maybe getting married later. I think if you decide to get married later, at least you're doing something right. But if you just completely just don't have a desire to get married, people are romanticizing stuff like that, like baby mama culture and stuff. And I think that it can be like, not something that we should romanticize. Yes, celebrities can do it, but real regular people like you and me get caught up in stuff like that and think that we can do the same, but we end up suffering the most. Celebrities are fine regardless, because they have money. You know what I'm saying? If they go through stuff, they have money. You know what I'm saying? They can just book a hotel and just leave for a while, or they can just still take care of themselves, financially because they have money. But us regular folk, you know what I'm saying? You have a baby daddy, and then maybe he's not all that, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe y'all break up. Well, then you're struggling and you're left with a kid, and you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing, that people get inspired by these celebrity relationships and baby mama culture, baby daddy culture, and we're the ones that have to suffer. You know what I'm saying? Um so I don't know, but I love to see a ring first and then a baby and then more babies. Hopefully we get some music too. And we'll just have to see. Maybe they won't last. Maybe they won't make it. But I think that whatever she decides to do, I just love to see vicariously what's going on. And yeah, I think we're just gonna wrap this episode up. I think I spoke on a lot of things I wanted to speak on. There's not too much to speak on because, like I said, their relationship is very private. Her love life is very private. Um, but I don't know. She's a very interesting person, and I love her aesthetic, and I can relate to her in some ways aesthetically. Um, what do you think? Anything to add, elaborate on? I don't know. So yeah, we're just gonna wrap it up here. I'm saying that I don't want these episodes to be long and they end up being long, but hey, that's what podcasts are. There are podcasts out there that's like an hour long, 2 hours long, even longer than that. So hey, it is what it is, but I'm not here to just do a bunch of randomness. You know, I really do want to kind of have topics and stay on topic and things like that. So, yeah. Thanks for watching or listening, pretty much listening. And that's that. Talk to you later.